Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we are going to be talking about Casper Network, so let's just dive in and let's start off with coin market cap. So it seems as though we are on our way to $1 billion in market cap, which is very exciting. We do see the fully diluted market cap kind of jumping around a little bit, but we are almost at $720 million in fully diluted market cap, about 600 and almost 75 million in market cap itself. Trading volume has been slowly but surely increasing, especially over the last couple of days, which is always very exciting to see. We have been reporting on Casper for a while on the channel, but we've also been reporting on Casper in the Patreon as well, really kind of addressing the price action where we are going to lead to next. And ultimately, those areas of interest are well up to around like 8 to 10 cents, which is very exciting. But I also believe that this is just the beginning of what's to come, which we will talk about in this video as well. But also Casper themselves, we know that they are prepared to go after enterprise heavily, which I will play this video here shortly. I want to go over a few things first and then get to this video, but I do want to start off with the holding tab. So holders sitting at about almost 34.5K, not a big change from the other day when I did report on this, which what's really crazy about this is the fact that Casper is on 160,000 watch list. There is almost 35,000 holders. That's it. Compared to the watch list, compared to what's actually out there in terms of the scope of Casper, I do think that we are just starting this major move. And what we will see is a lot more holders coming over to Casper, and FOMO will happen. It's very exciting to watch Casper grow at this rate. We have been really watching this project since day one, and we've been reporting on Casper since pretty much day one as well. And so many other great creators are now starting. Kevin Cage obviously being one of the original ones that we've really kind of been supporting as well. But also the X Frontier. X Frontier is a very small YouTuber, by the way. Go check him out if you haven't already. I've said it in a video recently. Does incredible work and a ton of research. But there's so many great individuals now talking about Casper, which I love to see. It's only a matter of time until a lot more individuals jump on to the actual Casper train, because guess what? When this thing really does start to move, it's going to be very exciting. As we look at today's price action on Casper, first off, today is the monthly and weekly candle close. This is very exciting because as we look at Casper, in my opinion, I believe that we already bottomed out on the chart. I don't think that we need to worry about that too much, to be completely honest with you guys. And I do have a lot of confidence in that. But currently speaking, as we look at the weekly chart, this thing looks absolutely beautiful. It has been riding the trend for a little bit of time. And when I say that, it's the 50 weekly EMA, the exponential moving average that we have been riding, which I love to see. We initially squeezed between the 50 and also the 10 before having that major breakout, well above, 6 cents almost. And then we kind of came back and pulled back to about like 5.5 cents, right around that range, which was great to see. And then now we are just trucking along. The next level that I'm very interested in is basically 10 cents. That was the last major area of resistance that we were hitting. And it's even going all the way back to February of 2022, as well as March of 2022. So this is a big level to me personally. I think that this is going to be the next level of opportunity. There is a few levels that I am cautious about. For example, on the monthly, this is the next level that I would personally be looking at for a major sell-off or possibly major pullback, which is about like almost at 7.5 cents. But nonetheless, it has been a very exciting time to be a Casper holder, but this is also why we were reporting on it all during 2022, because this thing has made up a lot of grounds from some of these bottom levels. And I'll just go off of the bottom tier level here, which gave a lot of people, incredible amounts of time to accumulate at those levels. But this is up 125%, up totally 133%. But love to see it. This is just the beginning, and I do want to go over a few charts as well from the community. Kevin Cage actually quoted Crypto Caesar, which I think is an incredible individual as well. Definitely go check him out. He has a ton of followers over on Twitter, but he has such a small following over on YouTube, which I'll drop his YouTube as well in this video. I'll talk about it. But we do see agreed biggest enterprise pipeline in crypto, period. And he is quoting, like I said, Crypto Caesar and his chart. So here is the chart that we see. And we do see this is merely an idea, not a prophecy. However, if Casper carves out a cup and handle, this would be the technical target depth of the cup, and that's if you had the balls to hold it that long. I'm confident Casper will trade north of $1 in 2025. This is not a promotion. This is my honest opinion. And here we have the chart for Casper. I do apologize for my phone going off, but here is the chart of his Casper idea. So basically us continuing to grind up and up and up, which by the way, this pullback would be healthy. This would be around the 10-cent zone down to about like that 7.5-cent zone that I was talking about. And then this continuing to truck along to about like roughly 15 cents before pulling back to 10 cents and then continuing to about like 23 cents before having this deep sell-off back down to 10 cents. This is where most people say, all right, it's done. It's going to zero, whatever. Then all of a sudden, boom, it just skyrockets to about $2. I do think that this is probably one of the most in-depth charts that actually kind of speaks a lot to where we are at now on Casper, but also where we are headed to. And also the levels that I've been mainly watching for on Casper as well, which is very interesting. So as we look at things going on with Casper, I do think that the overall upside potential here is very vast. But also this video from Crypto Caesar himself is very in-depth on this. This goes all the way back. I think it's like 2 months ago when we were trading at around roughly 4 cents. And these were the levels that he was watching. And initially on it was 5.5 cents. And I've talked about it on Twitter as well as on the channel that 5.5 cents was a very strong point for us to break. Once we broke over that, it was very bullish. And then the next levels were like 7 to 10 cents. But after that, there's not a lot of room left until we hit 24 cents. That's a huge level, and that's a huge gain as well, even in the short term, because going off of these lows down here, and again, I'll just go off of the median. Going off that median low, this is like a 7x, almost a 10x to the top, which is insane. But I'll just play a short little segment from this video real quick that Crypto Caesar posted. By the way, go check him out over on YouTube if you haven't already. But I'll play this real quick just to give you guys a quick insight.
That was the floor of Casper. So I think, the bottom is behind us now. It had this downward resistance where it just didn't want to break above it. It failed to break here in November, failed again in April, and then failed again in October. But it broke out of this downward trend the other day, and it seems to be doing fairly well. What I really want to see it do is break this area here. This area of 0.055 is really significant because it acted as support back in July 21. It acted as support in March 22 and resistance in October 22. So this is really, really important area to recapture, because if we can recapture this area of about 0.055 cents, then that puts all of this bearish structure behind us, and it means that we can then continue to the upside. So capturing this area is really, really important, and I think once it does that, and it just gathers its steam, and then I can see it really moving pretty fast up to these later targets. But the levels are essentially 0.055. Next target's about 7 cents. Target after that's about 10 cents. Once it gets to 10 cents, I think it's probably going to teleport to 22, 23 cents pretty quickly. And once it gets up to this target area of 23 cents, I mean, there is absolutely no resistance whatsoever above it, and it's just price discovery from there. Chances are it could create some sort of big cup and handle, something like that. But anyway, we'll see.
And that's exactly what we were really kind of talking about back here on my video from January, actually. I was talking about this a little bit and addressing where we could go from these levels down here at around like 3 cents. Mainly, I was looking at some of the shorter time frames, but ultimately that 5.5 cents has always been the key level. Now, in this video, I also did talk about how Casper could essentially be a 180x opportunity run. But also a few of the levels that I'm mainly looking at on this breakout were like 30 some cents. And then after 30 some cents, it was mainly 53 cents all the way up to about like $1.07, $1.36. Like those were the key levels. So as we really kind of look at this thing, there really is no telling on where it could go after we do break out into price discovery, because a lot of this up here is like pretty much all just downtrend since the ICO. So I don't believe that there's much resistance up here once we do really kind of break up into that level from November of 2021. It's going to be very exciting to watch this thing move. And as we really kind of look at what's happening, like we still have the IPW patents that are pending. We do see one of the most exciting projects building on Casper is IPW, bringing 25+ million patents on chain. By the way, Tokenizer is posting X Frontier's videos here. Shout out to Tokenizer, by the way, incredible individual. And also, like I said, shout out to X Frontier. But listen closely to this.
So currently with IPW minting 25 million patents, will these be minted in batches, do you know? And have enterprises already sort of set aside liquidity, or how will this be managed in terms of the CSPR token and that bringing value to the public chain?
First question about will this happen in batches? Yes, this will be highly batched. Smart contracts will make this process highly automated. And one of the reasons for batching is it'll be an enterprise at a time. Like for example, let's take any large conglomerate. They want to get all theirs. There's one that really wants theirs to be first out the gate. So all of those would be minted first. And so it will be batched, and it probably will continue through the year. So that's the answer to the first question. The second question is, yes, there are a lot of companies already on board. That 25 million is based on companies that are on board as per the communication we got from IPW. There's actually more than 25 million patents worldwide. And so this is just the first, what we're starting with.
Nice.
And then finally, I can't comment on the specifics of liquidity, but yes, the liquidity will be on the payment for the CSPR, and all the gas will come from the enterprise side, via the IPW platform.
So yeah, I personally think that this is great. It's going to be happening over the course of this year. It's not going to happen all at once, which was never really the case anyways. That was never really our thought process on this, but also the scope at which these companies could be is extremely vast. Actually, X Frontier posted this over here. Casper, IPW, is just one example of the work that is being built between the collaboration of Hyperledger, IBM, and Casper Labs. There's multiple hybrid blockchain implementations we are looking to deploy for many household names, so we're really excited about this work. These are private, public Casper blockchains. We have a few private Hyperledger blockchains that are also interested in a hybrid deployment with Casper. And this was from November of 2022. This is a quote, actually. And then we do see down here, these are some of the names from Hyperledger Fabric, for an example, that could very well be on par with these patents that are pending. So very exciting. And last but not least, I just want to play this quick little video. It's 45 seconds. We do see the minting process for IPW has already begun in test phases for large batches, and they are utilizing Casper Network for this initiative. This will be the largest enterprise public blockchain initiative.
Want to quickly pivot back to end up with the IPW thing, but I know I've heard that MEXC has sort of started.
So unfortunately, I'm a little less close to it, but I know minting has started in test. So I know it's been tested out, et cetera, et cetera. I think maybe they're waiting to do a couple more high volume tests before they start production publicly, but it will be announced. I think last I checked in, which was about a week ago, we were 2 to 3 weeks away from launching. But, this will be the largest enterprise deployment onto a public blockchain ever. 25 million patents, aggregate value in the billions of dollars. So the worst thing to do is rush it and get it wrong.
So yeah, this is going to be a little bit of a patience game, but I do think that this is going to be extremely large. And especially with Hyperledger on board, I've told you guys, like Hyperledger is a big key to massive amounts of enterprises. And we do see over here, this is from, again, Hyperledger's official Twitter, quoting Casper with "We wrapped up Consensus 2023, taking the stage to speak about Enterprise 2.0 and what makes Casper unique." 42-second long video, and then I will wrap up the video itself.
Consensus has been really amazing this year. I was recently on with Paula Brody from Ernst & Young, and we were talking about Enterprise 2.0. Enterprises love to use one piece of software and just configure it. And this is something that only Casper can do because of our underlying architecture of the blockchain itself. There is one NFT contract called CEP78. And from that NFT contract, you can create NFTs of virtually any type that your business or you would need. And that's a really powerful value proposition because they don't have to maintain any code. It's upgradable, it is configurable, and it's audited. So it's enterprise grade.
So yeah, like I said, Casper is created and it's literally the enterprise perfected blockchain. It's the best way that I can describe it. Enterprises are going to choose the technology that is best suitable for their business. And when I say that, I mean, I really do believe that Casper is going to be the one. I believe that this one is right on par with Hedera. I think that as we do look at a lot of these networks, these are going to be crucial players in the evolution of technology, especially around business workflows, and ultimately digitizing them and streamlining them through tokenization, digitization, etc. And I believe that long term, Casper is extremely bullish, and the value of Casper is going to increase exponentially. And again, going back to the chart, this thing, I told you guys, as we look at the chart, as it brews sideways like this, the big move will catch everyone off guard. That's when we will see holders piling up. That's when we will see Casper flying through the ranks. We're already at number 68. Number 68. Top 50, I would argue by the end of May, maybe even sooner. I mean, this thing could move very fast when it does. So I'm very excited for the future of Casper. I hope that you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, to notifications on because of more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. It's up to you all. Have a beautiful day or a beautiful night wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. This has been Nick. Peace out, guys.